I'm Ashley, 23, standing in my nearly empty apartment in Portland, surrounded by boxes. I'm reminded of the long journey that brought me here. It all came to a head on my college graduation day, a day that was supposed to be a celebration of my achievements, but almost turned into a painful reminder of my family's neglect. I grew up in a well-to-do neighborhood in San Francisco. My father, Victor, was a high-profile investment banker, and my mother, Isabella, was a well-known art curator. From the outside, we were the picture of a perfect family living in a large Victorian house with a view of the bay. But inside, there was a deep-seated inequality. My younger sister, Lily, who is 20, was the center of my parents' universe from the moment she was born. She was outgoing, charming, and had a natural talent for making friends. I, on the other hand, was the studious one, always buried in books and focused on my studies. The signs of my parents' favoritism started early. When I was 8 and Lily was 5, I participated in a city-wide spelling bee and won first place. But my parents were at Lily's ballet recital that day. When I showed them my trophy later, they barely glanced at it, too busy talking about Lily's performance. As we got older, the gap between us only widened. When I brought home straight A's, my father would simply say, "That's expected, Ashley." But when Lily managed to get a few B's in her classes, they would throw a big party for her. On our 16th birthdays, the contrast was even more glaring. I had a small dinner at home with just our family, and I received a used laptop for school. Lily, however, had a huge party at a fancy club, and she got a brand new BMW. Throughout high school, my parents attended every one of Lily's soccer games but only showed up to one of my chess tournaments, even though I was the captain of the team. When I was accepted into Stanford University with a full academic scholarship, my parents seemed more interested in Lily's upcoming Sweet 16 party. In college, things didn't get any better. I worked part-time at the university library to cover my living expenses, while Lily lived in a luxury dorm and had a generous monthly allowance from our parents. She changed her major 3 times and maintained a C average, but my parents still thought she was the most brilliant person in the world. As my graduation approached, I was excited but also worried. My old car, 12-year-old Ford, was making strange noises, and I knew it might not make it to the graduation ceremony, which was on the main campus, a 40-minute drive from my apartment. 3 weeks before graduation, I called my parents to discuss transportation. "Dad, I'm really worried about getting to graduation. The Ford is acting up again," I said. My father replied, distracted, "Can't you take the bus? It's reliable." I tried to explain that it wasn't that simple, but my mother interrupted. "By the way, Lily got elected as the president of her sorority. Isn't that wonderful?" I bit my lip and congratulated them, but I felt a knot in my stomach. 2 days later, I went to my parents' house to pick up some old books. As I walked into the living room, I overheard my parents talking about a new car they were buying for Lily. "She'll love the red convertible. It's perfect for her," my father said. My mother agreed. "Yes, and it'll be ready just in time for Ashley's graduation. Lily can show it off." I was shocked. They were buying Lily a luxury car while they expected me to take the bus to my own graduation. When they saw me, they tried to make excuses, but I was too hurt to listen. The day before graduation, I was still trying to come to terms with the situation. I got a call from my grandmother, Beatrice. She was a retired schoolteacher who always believed in me. "Ashley, I heard what's going on. You can't keep letting them treat you like this," she said firmly. "You need to stand up for yourself." On graduation day, I took the bus to the ceremony. It was a rainy day, and I felt so out of place as I watched my classmates arrive in their parents' cars. But then something amazing happened. As I walked across the stage to receive my diploma, I heard a loud cheer from the back of the auditorium. It was my grandmother, along with some of my friends from the library, holding up a banner that said, "Congratulations, Ashley. We see you." After the ceremony, my parents and Lily approached me. My mother said, "We need to take family photos by Lily's new car." I took a deep breath and said, "No, I won't take photos by Lily's car on my graduation day. This isn't just about the car. It's about a lifetime of being overlooked and undervalued." My father frowned and said, "Don't be difficult, Ashley. You've always been so independent." I replied, "I had to be independent because you never gave me any other choice." Lily gets everything handed to her, while I've had to work for every single thing in my life. My grandmother stepped in and said, "Isabella, Victor, you need to see Ashley for who she is. She's worked so hard, and she deserves your support and recognition." We had a long and difficult conversation. I showed them a box filled with mementos of my achievements over the years, along with the bus ticket from that day. It was a silent testament to the inequality I had endured. Slowly, my parents began to understand. My father said, "I'm sorry, Ashley. I realize now that we've been unfair to you." My mother also apologized, with tears in her eyes. Lily, who had been listening quietly, also spoke up. "I'm sorry, Ashley. I never realized how much it was hurting you. I don't want the car if it means causing you pain." In the end, things started to change. My parents began to make an effort to be more involved in my life. They offered to help with my moving expenses to Portland when I got a job offer at a marketing firm here. Lily and I also started to build a new relationship, one based on mutual respect. As I look around my new apartment, I know that the journey from being invisible to being seen is just beginning. But I'm proud of myself for standing up for what I believe in, and I'm hopeful for the future.